The Young and the Restless spoilers. Did Sally say too much to Victoria about Billy's faults? The Young and the Restless YNR. Spoilers indicate that Billy Abbott, Jason Thum's son, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, all spent a festive Christmas Eve together, trimming their Charlie Brown tree. But at some point the convo turned serious, and Sally, for some reason, spilled all of her woes about Billy unto Victoria. Are Sally and Billy in trouble? Which is odd considering that Victoria is Billy's ex-wife, and Sally and Victoria don't exactly move in the same circles. It was an awkward moment, but Sally went there, telling Victoria all about her childhood. Apparently Sally's circus dad failed her. Being a carny kid pretty much confirmed that. Talk then turned to Billy, a man her own age, her partner. Sally will not let Billy fail her like her dad did. Victoria asked if Sally sees Billy as a lover or a rescue project. That was a pretty bold ask, but Sally started it. Will Victoria and Billy reunite? It's strange that Sally spilled her guts to Billy's ex-wife on Christmas Eve. There are more appropriate conversations to be had regarding eggnog and such. Wouldn't Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, be a better choice for a confessional? Soaps never waste precious airtime on throwaway dialogue, and we suspect that the decision to have Sally confide in Victoria was significant. What are the chances that Sally and Billy don't work out and Victoria and Billy rekindle their spark? Billy are co-parents and partners. We don't see Billy and Victoria and their kids together often, but they sure looked homey celebrating the holiday. Maybe it was just a case of releasing built-up tension on Sally's part, but the conversation stood out in an odd way. The show recently tried chem testing between Victoria and Nate Hastings' Sean Dominic, but nothing has come of that. Interestingly, their pairing was a failure in the past, and it may be that TP2B are exploring new options for the Newman heiress. Tell us YNR fans. Are you ready for Billy and Victoria to recommit themselves to family life, or has that and the Restless spoilers today? Did Sally say too much to Victoria about Billy's faults? If you tuned in this week, you probably felt something, a sledgehammer of tension hitting Genoa City that left fans buzzing. Did Sally Spectra cross a line by confiding in Victoria Newman about Billy Abbott's personal and professional flaws? Here's everything exactly that's happening, and why it's shaking up the show's core relationships. 1. The big moment. Sally's confession to Victoria. In the episodes airing late December 2025, Sally didn't just vent. She opened up about Billy's deeper issues to Victoria. And it wasn't surface-level drama. According to the latest recaps, Sally revealed how Billy's hatred for Victor once consumed him and still resurfaces in ways that concern her. She compared Billy's behavior to her own troubled past with her father, raising fears she may be trying to save Billy instead of loving him. Sally admitted she questioned whether her attraction to Billy came from love or rescue instinct. This wasn't casual gossip. It was deep emotional honesty that put Victoria fully in the loop. 2. Victoria's reaction. Shock or sympathy. Victoria's response has become today's viral spoiler talking point. Unlike many headline reactions we've seen in fan forums, Victoria didn't slam Sally or dismiss her concerns outright. Instead, she reassured her. She affirmed her belief that Billy's feelings for Sally are real, even while Sally doubted them. Still, Victoria's calm, measured reaction adds complexity. It's not just conflict, it's emotional triangulation between three strong personalities. This sets up one of the show's most talked about threads. Is Victoria secretly assessing Billy's emotional vulnerability? Or is she just being a good confidant? 3. Why this moment is shocking. Here's why this wasn't your usual soap whisper. Sally overstepped a personal boundary. She wasn't just complaining about Billy's business misfires or shady choices. She laid bare Billy's emotional instability and long-standing flaws. Things Victoria used to keep private. That's huge. It undermines Billy without him knowing. Billy didn't know Sally was hashing these things out with Victoria. That alone is dramatic fodder ahead. The surprise factor for fans is massive. It opens the door to fallout. If Billy finds out Sally shared these doubts, it could break his trust in her, push him back toward Victoria or someone else, fracture the Abbott-Spectre relationship irreparably. This also explains why fan comment threads exploded after the episodes aired. A lot of viewers saw Sally's move as either empowering or reckless. For Beyond the Triangle, what this means for Genoa City. This isn't just about relationships, it's about power dynamics, Abbott communications, and bigger battles. Sally and Billy have professional struggles, too, including scrambling to save launch plans and sharing intel with Jack Abbott. Sally's emotional honesty could translate to strategic transparency or vulnerability in business contexts as well. Victor's schemes loom in the background. While Sally and Victoria talk about Billy's flaws, Victor Newman continues to tighten his hold on Newman Media and watches from the sidelines. This could set up a larger power play with rivals gaining leverage. 5. Fan reactions, heated debates online. The moment went viral among discussions with splits like, some say Sally's honesty is refreshing and shows her strength. Others think she's playing emotional roulette, sharing sensitive critiques with Victoria that could blow up later. A popular sentiment is that Victoria has a lot more room to influence Billy's future now. Either way, fans are engaged, which is exactly what today's episode sparked. 6. What's next? Predictions and possibilities. Here's how this storyline might explode in the next few episodes. Billy finds out. If Billy hears what Sally told Victoria, we could see a major confrontation, a trust breakdown between them, a breakup or power struggle inside Abbott Communications. Victoria moves in. Victoria might not actively pursue Billy, but if she sees cracks and vulnerability, it could trigger a character shift. Sally reassesses her choices. Sally might realize this conversation opened doors she didn't mean to open, leading to self-reflection or growth, or guilt and regret. 7. What this story says about Y&R in 2025. This arc delivers classic Young and the Restless elements, emotional candidness, relationship triangulation, power dynamics in business and love, character growth versus past trauma manifested in romantic entanglements. And it's precisely the kind of layered narrative that keeps fans debating and sharing clips, threads, and clips online. Final verdict. Did Sally say too much? Yes, and that's exactly why this is today's most talked about Y&R moment. Not because she disliked Billy or wanted to sabotage him, but because she brought deeply personal concerns into an arena where someone else, Victoria, now holds insight and influence. That's a game changer. Soap Central. And in soap operas, what's said in confidence almost always becomes ammunition for drama down the line. And the Restless news. Are Sally and Billy seriously in trouble? Fans of The Young and the Restless are buzzing like never before, with social feeds, forums, and spoiler sites lighting up over a brewing storm surrounding Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. What started as corporate ambition and a passionate romance has rapidly turned into potential disaster, career fallout, personal betrayal, and looming heartbreak. But is this merely the latest soap shakeup, or something that could fundamentally change their futures in Genoa City? Let's break down everything we know and what it might mean for Sally and Billy moving forward. The current situation. Trouble at Abbott Communications. At the heart of the tension is Abbott Communications, the bold new venture Billy and Sally have been building together. Their launch event was supposed to mark a fresh start, but instead, things went wildly off course. According to recent spoilers, their launch party was marred by controversy, bad publicity, and strategic setbacks that could have far-reaching consequences for their business reputation. The aftermath? Billy and Sally are scrambling to do damage control, facing pressure from competitors and allies alike as they try to clean up a situation that might not be fixable by charm alone. This isn't just a minor hiccup. It's the kind of professional chaos that can break partnerships, ignite blame games, and force people to confront truths they'd rather avoid. Is Victor Newman behind it? Seriously, complicated dynamics. Victor Newman's Eric Braeden. Name always looms large in Genoa City, and spoilers suggest his influence is a big part of why things have escalated. According to insider reports, while Billy and Sally were fixated on launch night troubles, Victor and his allies were quietly creating pressure points behind the scenes, effectively tightening the screws on Abbott communications, while also pushing conflict deeper into personal territory. In other words, what looks like internal relationship drama might really be the strategic fallout of a battle for control that involves the most powerful man in Genoa City. Romantic tension. Are Sally and Billy's relationship fault lines showing? Let's face it, Y&R without romance drama isn't Y&R at all. Even before the business struggles, Sally and Billy's relationship has had its ups and downs. Early on, Sally's trust in Billy was shaken by his past moments of betrayal, like when she confronted him over secrets involving Aristotle Dumas, and some fans suspected Billy might still be hiding something. Now, with the spotlight on the duo's partnership and personal stress skyrocketing, fans are asking, is this the moment their romantic bond finally cracks under pressure? There's also chatter, supported by earlier spoilers, that Sally's instincts about Billy's risky alliances could spark jealousy, arguments, or worse, as she tries to protect both their company and her emotional well-being, while Billy pours his energy into a dangerous plan to reclaim power in Genoa City. Fan theories exploding across social networks. The fandom reaction on forums and social media is intense, with a few recurring theories. 1. Revenge plot backfiring. Some fans think Billy's strategy to take down Victor through covert alliances might backfire spectacularly, potentially putting Sally directly in harm's way emotionally or professionally. 2. New love triangle incoming. Despite their connection, certain spoilers from earlier seasons hinted at possible involvement of other characters, like Adam Newman or even Daniel Romalotti, that could throw even more chaos into Sally's romantic life. Daily soap dish. 3. A temporary break. There's also speculation that Sally and Billy might undergo a temporary breakup, not necessarily permanent, but enough to flip the narrative and set up big future payoff drama. Some believe this isn't about hate, but a forced recalibration, almost soap classic in nature. Whether you love them as a couple or think they're doomed from the start, the conversation among viewers is wildly active and highly emotional, and that's a big part of what keeps the show trending. Official forums are screaming about this as we speak. What recent spoilers reveal? The latest intel. December 26th episode snapshot. In an episode that just aired, Sally shared valuable intel with both Jack and Billy, something that could give Abbott the edge they desperately need. This signals that, despite setbacks, Sally isn't throwing in the towel. Sally's role in the big picture. Rather than simply being a supporting romantic partner, Sally is increasingly becoming a strategic player. Her insights could actually help swing the power dynamics in Genoa City, provided she and Billy can weather the storm together. Billy and Jack's response. Both Abbott brothers are preparing to strike back against Victor, and Billy's involvement here shows he's not backing down from a fight. However, this high-stakes combat could either unite Sally and Billy or push them further apart, depending on how things unfold. So, are Sally and Billy really in trouble? Here's the verdict. Based on all current accounts, the answer isn't simple, but it leans toward yes and no. Yes, they're in trouble professionally. Their company is in jeopardy, and external forces, especially from Victor's camp, are creating incredible pressure that threatens to unravel all they've built. Yes, relationship strain is real. The combination of corporate stress, personal risk, and emotional weight is adding up, and that's enough to shake any relationship, especially one as passionate as Sally and Billy's. And oh, their relationship might not be over. Despite the heat, spoilers suggest Sally is actively working with Billy, not retreating. In fact, her efforts might be pivotal in helping both survive this latest crisis. And oh, this could be the beginning of a stronger arc. In classic Y&R fashion, what looks like chaos might lead to a dramatic resurgence. Redefined partnership, greater purpose, and a bond forged under fire. The fan verdict, divided but hooked. Viewer conversations show two major camps. Camp 1, they're doomed. These fans believe a breakup is coming, driven by business failure, emotional betrayal, or one of them leaving Genoa City for good. Some even think Sally might find solace in another character, like Adam or Daniel, reigniting past flirtations or setting up big love triangle drama. Camp 2. This is just the beginning. Fans in this group argue the pressure will strengthen their bond, setting up one of the most compelling arcs the show has delivered in years. They often point to Sally's strategic role and her growing importance to the Abbotts, not just as Billy's partner, as proof the story isn't over but entering a new, deeper phase. Either way, engagement is through the roof, and that's a clear signal. This storyline has turned into must-watch television. What to watch next? Here's what fans absolutely need to tune in for if they want the full picture. How Sally's intel affects Abbott versus Newman power plays. Whether Billy's risky moves finally blow up in his face. Victor's next strategic blow, and who pays the price. Emotional fallout between Sally and Billy after the next major confrontation. This next stretch of episodes could be really explosive, potentially redefining what fans thought this couple's future looked spoilers like. Photo preview December 29th. Sienna unconscious as Matt and Annie keep her hostage. The spoiler photos for the Monday, December 29th, episode of The Young and the Restless feature Sienna passed out on the hotel bed while Matt and dirty cop Annie conspire. Elsewhere, Phyllis has conversations with both Jack and Billy in addition to the brothers having their own discussion. YNR's weekly spoilers. Noah, Lucas Adams, worries about Sienna's safety. He should because the Monday photos show Sienna, Tamara Braun, not having the greatest of holidays. She is unconscious on the hotel bed and Matt, Roger Howarth, and Annie, Catherine Kresge, are standing over her. Matt wants to get revenge on Nick, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Case, and he probably wants to get some of the money he lost when Victor, Eric Braden, set the AI superweapon free to mess up his financial situation. How does he hope to parlay this hostage situation into leverage over the Newmans? Speaking of Victor, he recently told Adam, Mark Grossman, they needed to talk about the Matt Clark problem. What's going on with that? Jack, Peter Bergman, is still reeling from Victor playing dirty. He's also still holding the AI weapon over Jack's head. But that's okay. The Abbotts are mobilizing and they're coming up with multiple angles to get themselves out of this tight spot. Jack and Billy, Jason Thompson, are undoubtedly rehashing all these differing scenarios. One of them, their self-proclaimed last resort, might be looking better by the minute. And that's Phyllis, Michelle Stafford. They think that they can strike a deal with her. And all it would cost Jabot is Marchetti. The daily teasers for Monday, December 29th reveal that Phyllis gives Jack an unexpected gift. It'll be interesting to find out what this unexpected gift is. Perhaps the first-rate hacker already stole the program back from Victor and is ready to serve it up to Jack. But only if he gives her what she wants, a condition that will only benefit Summer, Allison Lanier. Just kidding. Phyllis will probably come up with a way for this to benefit her as well. In addition to talking with Jack, look for Phyllis to chat up Billy. One of the above images shows them conversing at Crimson Lights. Is this before or after she talks to Jack? YNR spoilers photo preview, December 29th. Sienna unconscious AS Matt and Annie keep her hostage. If you thought Genoa City had already seen its share of cliffhangers this season, brace yourself. Monday's Young and the Restless episode is shaping up to be one of the most intense yet. The photo preview gives us a chilling image of Sienna Bacall unconscious, sprawled across a hotel bed, and two of Genoa City's most dangerous villains, Matt Clark, aka Mitch Bacall, and crooked cop Annie Stewart, looming nearby. This isn't just a situation, it's a full-blown crisis, a culmination of weeks of tension, vengeance, and family drama that has been building like a pressure cooker ready to blow. And now it finally bursts. Here's everything you need to know before you watch. The deadly hostage situation, what photo previews reveal. Shocking visuals. Sienna has fallen. The photo preview shared today shows Sienna unconscious on a bed, breathing quietly but far from safe. Matt Clark and Annie Stewart stand over her, not as protectors, but as captors plotting their next move. It's an image that screams vulnerability, yet dreadfully implies danger. Why is Sienna unconscious? The likely explanation coming from spoilers and plot context suggests this is no accident. Her state seems tied to Matt's ongoing revenge scheme, in which he's used violence and psychological terror to hold control over the Newman family. Celeb dirty laundry. Who are these captors? Matt Clark, Roger Howarth. The young and the restless supervillain returns with a fury. Once presumed gone, Matt is more unpredictable and vindictive than ever before. He has a deep vendetta against Nick, Sharon, and the Newman clan, and Sienna's capture is his ultimate leverage. Annie Stewart, Catherine Kresge. A corrupt detective with her own agenda, she's now firmly in Matt's corner. Annie's presence means this situation isn't just emotional. It's criminally dangerous from every angle. Matt's master plan. What does he really want? Matt isn't just holding Sienna to get money. His motives are layered with obsessive revenge. Here's what spoilers suggest. Leverage against Nick and the Newmans. Matt wants something that he clearly thinks the Newmans have. Power, control, and payback. He's demanding compensation. And the fact that he's taken Sienna below lines just how far he's willing to go. Unpredictable strategy. Matt may initially accept a ransom or deal. But spoilers caution, he's far too unpredictable. Some reports even hint he might keep Sienna rather than release her, turning the negotiation into a nightmare for Genoa City's heroes. This is the kind of danger where every outcome feels horrific, and the suspense is part of what makes Y&R fans obsessed with tomorrow's episode. Sienna's fate, beyond just being a hostage. Let's be clear, Sienna is in real peril. According to ongoing story developments, Matt's rage isn't a seasonal tantrum. It's explosive, relentless, and escalating. Her relationship with Noah. Noah Newman's connection to Sienna has always been complicated, and now his fear for her survival is genuine terror. He's not just watching a girlfriend in trouble. He's watching someone he cares about potentially destroyed by a sociopathic enemy. This isn't a one-episode crisis. It's a turning point in their relationship arc and could fucking ruin them, or bring them closer in tragedy. Genoa City's power shifts. Nick versus Matt. Nick Newman has been trying to stay calm and strategic, but now desperation might push him to take risks. Spoilers suggest the $1 million offer. Nick may offer Matt a huge payoff, rumored to be around $1 million, to secure Sienna's release. Matt reportedly accepts, but with a twisted condition. Celeb dirty laundry. A tense standoff. Nick's willingness to negotiate with a villain like Matt shows how out of options the Newman family truly feels, and it could lead to one of the most intense standoffs we've seen. Whether Matt keeps his word or uses this leverage to further torment the Newmans is the real story here. Meanwhile, in Genoa City, other explosive moves. While the hostage storyline is the headline, Young and the Restless is weaving several other major plot threads that collide with it. Phyllis's unexpected gift. Phyllis Summers isn't just gossiping this week. She's making moves. Spoilers tease that Phyllis will shock Jack Abbott with an unexpected gift. One that could shift alliances and change strategies against the Newmans for better or worse. What exactly is the gift? Some say it could involve inside intel or a game-changing bargaining chip in the Newman-Abbott feud. Jack and Billy Abbott's plans. The Abbott brothers are cornered, and they've been hashing out options, from trust-breaking approaches to emergency alliances. Their conversations this week will be intense, strategic, and possibly fractious. Fan buzz. What viewers are saying. Across forums and social feeds, Y&R fans are completely hooked. Is Sienna dead or alive? This is the number one fear. Matt's revenge arc is the best chaos the show has had in years. A sentiment gaining traction. Nick and Sharon are finally pushed to the edge. Fans love the desperation. These discussions show how invested viewers are, not just in the who or what, but how far the show will go with this crisis. Why this episode matters. This isn't just another Monday drama. It's a turning point for multiple storylines. The Newman family's unity. Will they survive this attack? Matt Clark's agenda. Is he out for revenge or destruction? Sienna's future. Could her fate change the course of Genoa City? Abbott and Phyllis alliances. Will loyalty shift in unexpected ways? In soaps, December often functions as a build-up to explosive January stories, but Y&R is breaking the rule by exploding early. Final thoughts before you watch. If you're tuning in tomorrow, expect drama that could leave you speechless. Y&R's most dangerous antagonist in years. Emotional stakes hitting an all-time high. And most importantly, Sienna's fate might redefine multiple character arcs going into 2026. So pub, got theories about Sienna, Matt, or Nick's next move? Drop them in your comments. And check back tomorrow for full spoilers and
Today's
recap
shocking
breakdowns
news
on The Young and the Restless. Billy are co-parents and partners. Genoa City just got rocked by a twist no one saw coming, or maybe everyone secretly hoped for. In a stunning turn of events, The Young and the Restless is reigniting one of its most complicated, passionate, and explosive pairings of all time. Yes, Victoria Newman and Billy Abbott, Billy, are officially stepping into a new era as co-parents and partners, and the fallout is already shaking the foundations of the Newman and Abbott dynasties. For years, Billy has been the definition of unfinished business. Love, betrayal, obsession, ambition. Their story has never been simple. But now something has shifted. This isn't about stolen glances or reckless passion anymore. This is about strategy, survival, and a power move that could change Genoa City forever. A co-parenting truce turns into something more. It all started innocently enough. With their children caught in the crossfire of Newman-Abbott wars, Victoria and Billy were forced to call a ceasefire. No more sniping. No more emotional manipulation. Just a united front for the sake of their kids. But in Genoa City, nothing stays simple for long. What began as tense meetings and awkward conversations quickly turned into late-night strategy sessions, shared concerns, and moments of raw honesty. For the first time in years, Billy and Victoria weren't fighting each other. They were fighting for something together. And that's when the spark reignited. Not the reckless, destructive spark of the past, but something far more dangerous. Mutual respect mixed with unresolved desire. Partners in business and war. Sources inside Genoa City suggest this isn't just an emotional reunion. It's a calculated alliance. Billy, who has spent years trying to step out of the shadows of both Jack Abbott and Victor Newman, finally has something he's never had before. Victoria's trust. And Victoria, she sees in Billy what she rarely admits out loud. Someone who challenges her, understands her ambition, and isn't afraid of her power. Together, they're becoming a force. Rumors swirl that Billy is being quietly brought into Newman orbit again, not as a pawn, but as a partner. Victoria sees his instincts, his creativity, and yes, even his chaos as assets. And Billy, for once, isn't trying to burn the system down. He wants to help build something that lasts. That alone is shocking. But make no mistake, Victor Newman is watching. Victor's worst nightmare? Victor has never trusted Billy Abbott, and history gives him plenty of reasons. To Victor, Billy is reckless, emotionally unstable, and incapable of putting family above ego. But what truly terrifies Victor isn't Billy's flaws, it's his connection to Victoria. Because when Victoria is emotionally invested, she becomes unpredictable. Victor has already started laying the groundwork to interfere, planting seeds of doubt and warning Victoria not to confuse nostalgia with progress. But Victoria isn't the daughter who blindly follows orders anymore. She's listening and then doing exactly what she wants. If Victor pushes too hard, he may drive her even closer to Billy. What about their other entanglements? Of course, Genoa City is full of collateral damage. Billy's past relationships, especially with women who believed they were building something real with him, are already unraveling. Trust is cracking, resentment is brewing, and not everyone is willing to step aside gracefully. Meanwhile, Victoria's romantic history is a minefield of heartbreak and betrayal. Some allies are warning her that Billy will always be Billy, impulsive, emotional, and prone to self-destruction. But Victoria's response is icy and firm. People grow, or they don't. But I'm done letting fear make my decisions. That statement alone sent shockwaves through the city. The kids change everything. What truly sets this chapter apart from previous Billy reunions is the children. Billy and Victoria are finally on the same page. Discipline, boundaries, emotional support. Their kids are seeing something they've rarely witnessed before. Their parents united, calm and respectful. And that unity is intoxicating. It's also raising the stakes. Because if this partnership falls apart, the damage won't just be emotional, it will be generational. Billy knows it. Victoria knows it. And for once, neither of them is running. Passion rekindled but controlled? Let's be honest. The chemistry between Billy and Victoria has never faded. But what's different now is restraint. Every lingering look feels earned. Every touch carries weight. They're not diving headfirst into chaos. They're standing on the edge, deciding whether to jump together. And that tension, it's electric. Fans are already buzzing that this version of Billy feels more mature, more dangerous, and more compelling than ever before. Two people who know exactly how badly this could end and are choosing to try anyway. What happens next? Make no mistake, this partnership will be tested. Victor will interfere. Jack will have opinions. Enemies will exploit old wounds. Secrets will resurface. And Billy? He will eventually face a moment where his old self tempts him to sabotage everything. The question is, will Victoria walk away this time, or will she fight for them? If history is any indication, the road ahead will be messy. But for the first time, it might also be real. Final thoughts. A power couple reborn? Billy as co-parents is shocking. Billy as partners is explosive. Billy as a united front against Genoa City's power players? That's game-changing.